he was a force for change. Introducing Timothy Thomas Fortune. T. Thomas Fortune, born October 3rd, 1856, departed June 2nd, 1928, stands as one of the most influential African-American journalists and civil rights activists of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. His name resonates through the annals of American history. T. Thomas Fortune was a towering figure in the fight for civil rights, a beacon of hope and resilience. He was a journalist, activist, and orator whose words and actions left an indelible mark on society. Fortune's voice rang out against injustice during a tumultuous period in American history, a time when the nation was grappling with its identity. He challenged discrimination and championed equality for African Americans, tirelessly working to dismantle the barriers of prejudice. Born into slavery in Marianna, Florida, just 5 years before the outbreak of the American Civil War, his parents, Emmanuel Fortune and Sarah Jane Fortune, witnessed firsthand the horrors of racism and the brutal reality of oppression. He rose above these challenges to become a leading voice of his generation, a testament to his unwavering determination and courage. Fortune used his powerful writing to expose inequality, shedding light on the injustices that plagued society. He fearlessly advocated for the rights of all African Americans, never shying away from speaking truth to power. This essay will explore the life and legacy of T. Thomas Fortune, delving deep into the man behind the movement. We will delve into his upbringing, his career, and his activism, uncovering the layers of his remarkable journey. We will examine his impact on journalism and the civil rights movement, understanding how his contributions shaped the course of history. Fortune's story is a testament to the power of one person to make a difference, a narrative of hope and perseverance. He serves as an inspiration for us all to fight for justice and equality, reminding us that the struggle for a better world is ongoing and that each of us has a role to play. From plantation to freedom. Fortune's formative years. T. Thomas Fortune was born into slavery in 1856. His birthplace was Marianna, Florida. His family endured the brutal realities of plantation life. The Civil War brought about emancipation. This newfound freedom marked a turning point for Fortune and his family. They, like many others, sought new opportunities in the post-war South. Reconstruction offered a glimmer of hope. However, it was a time of great instability and violence. African Americans faced persistent racism and oppression. These early experiences left an indelible mark on young Fortune. They fueled his determination to fight for racial justice. He witnessed the fragility of freedom. He understood the urgent need for equality. Finding his voice, education, and early career. Education became Fortune's weapon against injustice. He pursued learning with a passion. Fortune's formal education was limited, but he showed an early aptitude for reading and writing, skills that would later shape his career. Educational opportunities for African Americans were scarce, but Fortune managed to attend several schools for freedmen. His education culminated in a brief period of study at Howard University in Washington, D.C. in 1876. Although he did not graduate due to financial difficulties, his time at Howard exposed him to the intellectual climate of the post-Reconstruction era and sparked his interest in politics, race relations, and journalism. Fortune's early career was marked by a thirst for knowledge and a commitment to service. He worked as a printer, honing his skills in the written word. He later held a position in the federal government. However, Fortune's true calling lay in journalism. He recognized the power of the press to shape public opinion. He saw it as a platform to advocate for change. In 1879, Fortune moved to New York City. This bustling metropolis became the backdrop for his rise as a prominent journalist and activist. The birth of a movement, the New York Age. This was not just any newspaper, it was a beacon of hope and a catalyst for change. In 1887, T. Thomas Fortune, a visionary journalist and civil rights leader, founded the New York Age. This newspaper would become a cornerstone of African American journalism, setting the stage for future generations of black writers and activists. It provided a vital voice for the black community, offering a platform where their stories and struggles could be heard. The New York Age tackled the pressing issues of the day. It denounced lynching, segregation, and disenfranchisement, standing firm against the injustices that plagued society. Fortune used the paper to challenge racial prejudice in all its forms, writing powerful editorials that called for equality and justice. Under Fortune's leadership, the New York Age flourished, becoming a respected and influential publication. It became a forum for debate, a source of information, and a place where ideas could be exchanged freely, and a rallying cry for equality, inspiring countless individuals to join the fight for civil rights. The paper's influence extended far beyond New York City, reaching communities across the United States. The New York Age helped to galvanize the civil rights movement, providing a powerful voice for change. It gave voice to the aspirations of African Americans across the nation, uniting them in their quest for justice and equality. It remains a testament to Fortune's vision and his unwavering commitment to justice, a legacy that continues to inspire to this day. Section 5, a call to action, Fortune's activism and leadership. T. Thomas Fortune's activism extended beyond the pages of the New York Age. He was a tireless advocate for civil rights. He believed in the power of organized action to achieve equality. Fortune played a pivotal role in founding the National Afro-American League in 1890. This organization aimed to combat disenfranchisement, segregation, and violence against African Americans. He later helped to establish the Afro-American Council. This group continued the fight for civil rights. Fortune's leadership in these organizations demonstrated his commitment to collective action. Fortune's activism often challenged the status quo. He refused to be silenced in the face of injustice. His unwavering commitment to equality inspired generations of activists. Section 6, a divided front, Fortune and Booker T. Washington. T. Thomas Fortune's relationship with Booker T. Washington, another prominent African-American leader, was complex. They shared the goal of racial upliftment, however, they differed in their approaches. Fortune admired Washington's accomplishments. He respected his emphasis on self-help and economic advancement. However, Fortune was a fierce critic of Washington's accommodationist stance on segregation. Fortune believed in directly challenging discriminatory laws and practices. He argued for full and immediate equality for African Americans. This put him at odds with Washington's more gradual approach. Despite their differences, Fortune and Washington recognized the importance of working together. They collaborated on certain issues. However, their differing views on how to achieve racial equality remained a point of contention. Section 7, the price of advocacy, Fortune's later years. T. Thomas Fortune's relentless advocacy took a toll on his health and personal life. He faced constant threats and harassment for his outspoken views. In his later years, Fortune struggled with alcoholism and financial difficulties. These challenges forced him to step down from the New York Age, the newspaper he had built into a powerful voice for civil rights. Despite these setbacks, Fortune never wavered in his commitment to justice. He continued to write and speak out against racial inequality. He remained a powerful voice for the voiceless. Fortune's later years were marked by both adversity and resilience. They serve as a reminder of the personal sacrifices that often accompany a life dedicated to social change. Section 8, a legacy of resistance, Fortune's enduring impact. T. Thomas Fortune left an indelible mark on American history. His legacy continues to inspire activists and journalists today. His contributions to civil rights and journalism remain deeply relevant. Fortune's fearless journalism helped to expose the horrors of racism and inequality. He gave voice to the aspirations of African Americans during a time of great upheaval and oppression. His activism helped to advance the cause of civil rights. He challenged discriminatory laws and practices. He inspired generations to fight for a more just and equitable society. Section 9. Rediscovering a Giant, Fortune's place in history. For many years, T. Thomas Fortune's contributions were overlooked by mainstream historical narratives. However, in recent decades, there has been a resurgence of interest in his life and work. Scholars and activists have worked to reclaim Fortune's place in history. His writings have been republished and his legacy is being re-examined and celebrated. Today, Fortune is recognized as a pioneering journalist and a fearless advocate for social justice. His story serves as a reminder of the power of one person to make a difference in the fight for equality. At Section 10, Conclusion, the unwavering spirit of T. Thomas Fortune. T. Thomas Fortune's life was a testament to the power of courage, conviction, and the written word. His journey from the shackles of slavery to the heights of influence is nothing short of extraordinary. Born into slavery in 1856, he rose to become one of the most influential African-American leaders of his time. His early experiences shaped his relentless pursuit of justice and equality. Fortune's journalism gave voice to the voiceless. Through his newspaper, the New York Age, he addressed issues that mainstream media often ignored, bringing attention to the struggles and triumphs of African Americans. His activism challenged the status quo. He was not afraid to speak out against injustices, whether they were in the form of discriminatory laws or social practices. His unwavering commitment to equality helped to pave the way for the civil rights movement. His writings and speeches inspired many to join the fight for civil rights, laying the groundwork for future generations. Though he faced immense challenges and setbacks, Fortune never lost sight of his vision for a more just and equitable society. His resilience in the face of adversity is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit. His legacy continues to inspire us to fight for a world where all people are treated with dignity and respect. The principles he stood for are as relevant today as they were in his time. T. Thomas Fortune's story is a reminder that the struggle for justice is ongoing. His life teaches us that progress is possible, but it requires dedication and perseverance. It is a call to action for each of us to use our voices and our platforms to challenge inequality and create a more perfect union. In honoring his legacy, we must continue to advocate for the rights and freedoms of all individuals.